We're at the home page of my website titled Strategies for Achieving Health and Wellness 8. And looking at the home page, students can easily see that the links to all the other pages on the website are conveniently located at the top of the page. And this is the same for every page. When a student puts the cursor on the More link, that will take them to all the other pages of the website. And as you can see, there's a lot of pages on the website. In the left-hand column of the home page, under Course Introduction, there's a little bit of information about health and wellness. And then as students read and scan down, there's a summary description of all the units of health. So mental and emotional health, nutrition and fitness, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, safety and injury prevention, family life and human sexuality, disease prevention, and personal and consumer health. At the top of the screen on the home page under Course Curriculum and in the middle column are all the different pages on the website. And if students don't want to go, if they're on the home page and they don't want to go to the More button at the top, or they don't feel like going to the top of the page, they can always just put the cursor on the page that they want to access and easily access those pages. I've also created an Inspiration 9 page and a Google Docs page, and there's a little bit of a tutorial on Inspiration 9 and Google Docs and some assignments for kids to complete using Inspiration 9 and Google Docs. And I think kids really enjoy using Inspiration 9 and Google Docs. They're very familiar with Google Docs. So those are two nice pages. I've also created a classroom blog page. Periodically throughout the class, I will pose questions on a unit page, and kids will have to go to the classroom blog page and post a response, their own response. And I'll have kids read those responses and comment on those responses as well. On the classroom forum page, kids can go to the classroom forum page, and there'll be different surveys and things for kids to vote on. On the announcements page, that's a very important page. On the announcements page, I really tell kids every time they come to class, they always need to go to the announcements page first. That's the first thing they need to do. Because on this page, I'll post some important messages about the class, or where we're going, or where we have been, or what's coming up next, or what's due. And so there'll always be a date of message and a message itself. So this is essentially the first message that kids will see when they come to class. And since I'm not teaching the class now, there are no more messages down here. But once the class gets rolling, there's lots of messages that I need to post on the announcements page. Going back to the home page, scrolling down, I've also created an assessments page, and this is a great page for kids to look at and see what's due, how much it's worth, when it's due, and the rubric. So for example, mental and emotional health, they have a teen suicide video blog post. It's worth 5 points. There's no rubric for that, no due date actually for this one either. But for all the other assignments, they have the point value, a due date, and an essay rubric. Now I don't have any due dates listed right now because I'm not teaching the class, but when I do teach a class, I always insert the due dates in between the point value and the rubric itself. So going back to the home page and scrolling down, I've also created a Teacher's Pet post page, and this is a nice page that students can access in order to see other examples of A+ work. So sometimes students don't know exactly how to complete the assignment, or they don't know what the assignment should look like. If they go to this page, and I'll post an announcement saying go look on the Teacher's Pet post page if you want to know how to do the goal attainment PowerPoint and get an A. So kids can just simply click on the download file, and up pops the example of previous students that I've had in this class of their work, and they have an understanding of how the assignment should be done, or basically how it should look. So this is important for kids. Underneath all of those unit pages is some information on easy site navigation, how to navigate throughout the site. So this is very important for kids to read and understand how to navigate throughout the site. In the far right-hand column of this page under Course Design is my name, my email address, a link to the Montgomery County Public Schools website, a link to the school website itself, and I'm not teaching at the school anymore. And then underneath that is some information about the website itself and some information about instructional technology. So this right here in bold black is really my mantra for creating instructional technology into the classroom. Why did I create this website? What do you believe is the single most important reason why teachers should integrate technology into the classroom? And so this is a quote by Fraser and Bailey that I've inserted, and this is really the gist of why the kids are doing what they're doing. Underneath that and under course curriculum is the health syllabus unit map. And then I've also posted some essay web resources. So here are some writing resources, because not all kids are really good writers. So Center for Writing Studies, Purdue OWL, Grammar Girl, and the Writing Center. So kids can access these sites and learn how to write a little bit better, or cite, or how to create a title page. So this is really important for kids, and they'll use this periodically throughout the health class. I've also posted three health websites: Center for Disease Control, CDC, WebMD, and National Institutes of Health, NIH. These are three sites that are all approved by Montgomery County Public Schools, so kids can access these sites. And when I have assignments and/or projects where they need to do some research, they can always access these sites and gain the information that they need. I also posted a sport and development website called Hero that I created for another class in this graduate program, and I'll talk about this later on in the reflection essay. And I created another website called Technology in the Classroom, Basics for Beginners, that I also created for another class in this graduate program. It's got some basic technology for beginners, how to use it in the classroom. This is really for teachers. And how to use Voki, which is a software program that uses an animated character to speak for students. So middle school kids especially don't always like to talk aloud about their opinions or how they feel, and they can use an animated character to do so. So I've used that a couple of times, and that's really fun for kids to use. They like creating their own character, and you can make the character look and sound any way you want. On the first day of class, the kids have to go to the classroom introduction and tutorial page. And on this page, I posted a video on 21st century education that the kids will click on and listen to and look at, and also a tutorial for downloading and submitting files. So all of this information right here really explains how the class operates and how they're going to turn in their assignments, what the due dates mean, and this is really important for kids to read and understand what's expected of them on a daily basis, how to use the hand-in folder, which is the best way for kids to turn in their work. Underneath that is the classroom website orientation activity, which is essentially the first assignment for the students to complete. So the directions are here, and it explains to them how they're going to save their Word file. I call it their product. So the kids just click on the download file link, and up will pop the classroom website orientation Word document, and they read, they edit, and then they turn it into me for a grade. So that's really the first day. That's what kids need to do on the first day, so they understand how the class works and how they're going to be turning in assignments. I also created a Thomas Jefferson on higher education page. He's my hero. Kids don't really care about this, but I think it's pretty neat. And so this is where the units start. This is where the gist of the work starts. Health and wellness. This is not a Montgomery County Public Schools required unit, but I think it's important for kids to understand the distinction between health and wellness. So this is where we start. Every page looks the same. At the top of every page is an image with some information about health and wellness, an introduction to the unit mastery objectives, and this is where students will start to read and then start to complete their assignments. So under instructional resources and step-by-step unit directions, the kids always start at step 1 and just work their way down. Everything's in sequential order. So you have to start at the top and finish at the bottom. You can't complete step 2 without completing step 1. Underneath that, and on this page, the kids have to create a concept map and a Venn diagram assignment related to health and wellness. And so all the directions are here and the files are here. And at the bottom of every unit page on the site, I've posted all the Word and PowerPoint files. So these are all the files that students are going to use, to read, use as resources in order to complete all the assignments and or projects within the unit. So kids just simply click on the download file. Up will pop the file. They can keep it up to use it as a resource, or they may have to just read it, or they may have to edit and turn in the file. Going back to the top of the page, we're going to go to the first Montgomery County Public Schools required unit. So we go to the More button, we go to Mental and Emotional Health. And again, this page is set up like all the other pages, an image, some information about mental and emotional health. As you scroll down, there's an introduction, the unit mastery objectives, and again, the instructional resources and unit directions. What are the kids going to be doing and how are they going to be completing the assignments? What comes first, what comes second? They just start at the top and work their way down. Assignment 1, assignment 2, I've listed those clearly. And again, these are all the Word and PowerPoint files that the kids will need to review and use in order to complete all the assignments within the unit. So again, all these pages look the same, and this really I've been very successful using this website in class. It's much different than a traditional classroom. What I found is that when kids are using computers, they're just more engaged. There's not really a lot of classroom management to attend to. And when they're reading and trying to figure out how to complete the assignments, the questions aren't always, what do we do? The questions are, well, what do I do here? Or how should I do this? Or I'm confused in this part in step 2 and step 3. And so I can go around to each computer where kids are sitting and help kids understand how to complete the assignments. And so really, when I do that, I'm taking the kids a step farther in completing the assignment, not just explaining what's expected or what to do, because they're supposed to read to be able to understand what to do. And if they can read, they can get an A in this class, because that's really the gist of it, reading and typing and thinking. And again, the classroom management is not really an issue because kids are engaged. And so again, all the pages are the same. All the pages are the same, and all the directions are always listed in sequential order. So again, I've been very successful teaching this class. I've gotten support from the administration. I feel like some of the teachers are either a bit envious or aren't too happy that I'm doing this. For a variety of reasons. But one thing about this is I never hand out paper. Kids never turn in paper. I never have to go to the copy machine. Everything is electronically turned in to me. So this is my website. I've provided some links on the reflection essay page so that you can click on that link, Strategies for Achieving Health and Wellness 8, and then peruse the website yourself. Again, it's a great website. I think it's the first of its kind in Montgomery County Public Schools, especially for a physical education and health teacher. This is an 8th grade health website, Health and Wellness 8. I chose 8th grade because I figured that they had the best chance in order to be successful in this class given their age. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial on Strategies for Achieving Health and Wellness 8.